happen, but okay. And I'm going to hit play.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Welcome to Have a Drink, the show where you learn along with us about the glorious drink called beer. I'm Brittany Lee Walker.
I'm Justin Frazier.
I'm Christopher Walker.
And I'm Casey Price.
All right, we've got a big lineup today, so we've already poured our first beer and been staring at it now for like 15 minutes. So
I was
Casey,
not prepared for the masks.
oh yeah, this is our Mardi Gras, late Mardi Gras special. So surprise!
We've got our Abita beads, and I've got a little bow that I thought was cute, and there would be no flashing here.
Who said that?
It's like a bear died.
I can come in and help you out on that end with the flashing side.
I say I'll lift my shirt, but I mean,
It's
just
all the males.
gonna be like, why is he wearing that black sweatshirt under?
At least you have the true spirit of Mardi Gras there. It is illegal to ride on a Mardi Gras float without a mask. So
I don't have the mask. I just
should be
got
illegal
the,
to
It's a crime
podcast without
punishable
one
by
as well.
death. It's a crime punishable by death, right? Like you.
I would
Yeah,
think
sure,
so.
why not?
All right, but we've got a lot of beer because we're not smart. So Casey,
God.
why don't you tell
So
us
dumb.
before we talk about anything else, this first beer that we're already drinking?
Let's jump into this German lager, the Abita Party Packs Amber. It's a lager beer, 4.5% ABV, 17 IBUs. Comes in with pale and caramel malts. Hops are German Perle. It's a Munich-style lager brewed with a pale and caramel malts and German Perle hops. Whoop, there we go. It has a smooth, malty, slightly caramel flavor and a rich amber color. Abita Amber was the first beer offered by the brewery and continues to be their leading seller. Amber is Abita's most versatile beer for pairing with food, it says, and has been voted the best beer in numerous New Orleans reader polls and is used frequently in recipes of great Louisiana chefs.
I never know whether to say New Orleans or just to go for Nolans.
Nolans. No, I like this. The caramel malt definitely sticking out big time. It's crisp, clean. I mean, this is a lager-ass lager.
Yeah.
Yep. It's nice and crisp. You don't see that super sweetness that you sometimes get on an amber beer.
It's got that good amber lager look. You know, like I'm seeing it. It's like makes me think of like Yingling kind of. Because when I think of their lager, I think of that.
I'm getting that, and it's kind of got that almost, I mean, a richness that's almost gives it a fest beer kind of quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's,
there's some similarities in this between this and the beer and the Oktoberfest.
I like this better though. I think.
I get my Martins once a year, but this is really good.
I think the Märzen will ruin me a little bit because after I get that the Campbell's tomato soup.
Good. Just wait, Brittany. We'll ruin you for all your beers.
Yeah. Well, maybe it'll help whenever we actually finally find out, and then I'll have a year off, and then I'll be like, oh my god, beer. Like afterward.
There's no telling what that'll do to her palate as well.
Yeah. Honestly, this is a good science experiment.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
that's how I always hear pregnancy described. It's a science experiment.
I'm looking at it as such. I don't know.
Okay, since we've got our first beer introduced here, let's go ahead and start talking about a couple other things real quick. Quick reminder to everyone watching: we actually do a podcast that is done on the weeks off when we're not on Diamond Club. So, and that is an educational audio only podcast that you can get iTunes and anywhere really.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
so we just updated the website today for
wherever
this.
fine podcasts are sold.
Yes, but not sold.
Or given away for free.
Yeah. Like
We
a-
just updated the
Never,
website
no,
today.
not like a whore.
The homepage has now got the show schedule for the audio and video, plus any kind of events we're going to have. Of course, our main event really is going to be Nerdtacular that's on there, so it's mostly the show schedule right now. But
Which was the pre-show. It was just buy Nerdtacular plane tickets, because if you don't have them now, you're going to be really hurting in the next week.
yeah.
Because
What major holiday is happening during like near that time that would cause
could
plane
it
tickets
be?
to surge?
what would have caused a $200 a ticket surge in less than a week?
Yeah.
USA Day.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now
we do our audio episode, and we just finished recording our last one, right?
correct. Our two-parter last one.
Yeah, it ended up being a long one.
Yeah. But we had it was good. It was a lot of discussion, not only about the topic, but about some of the news stories. So it went pretty well. It's just that it happened to go very long. So there's a little bit of a cut, and then you go into the second episode, which we have the what we're drinking and everything else. So normally they run about an hour and a half. So depending on how we roll it.
This one was 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I still haven't finished listening to it.
You're
I
fine.
started.
But our topic on the last one, if anyone wants to go back and hasn't listened to that show and just tuning in here, we talked about Anheuser-Busch and a lot of their products at length. And
Yeah.
we each even drank some Anheuser-Busch beers.
Well,
Or AB InBev
AB
owned.
InBev, yes. And if you want to
Let's
find
not-
out more about the distinction, go listen to the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, the episode didn't even cover everything since the recent acquisition of Miller Coors.
Also, tune into the episode to watch Casey really dislike something.
Yeah. And us really give him some shit for what he had picked. Because,
I mean,
dear
It's
God.
well deserved.
Not the end
You
result,
got you got what you paid for.
But yeah, so the audio episode is every 2 weeks. We try to have that posted absolutely no later than Wednesday. This last one took longer again because it had to be broken up, and which we didn't find out till later. But there was just no way around it. But generally, they're posted by Wednesdays on those weeks, and then the video episode every other Sunday, so the off Sundays at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We try to start the pre-show around 5:30, but today we had some technical difficulties, so we had to restart.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Some technical difficulties, some plane tickets.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's
Usual
enough
stuff.
self-masturbation. What are these beers contained in? What is the pack we are drinking from today?
Hold on. Is there another type of masturbation? Because at that point, isn't it just something? Never mind.
At that point, it
Does
just
not have a hand job.
I mean, there's 2 of us here, so. And then silence. All right.
Moving on. So we are going to jump right into the Abita party pack. So one of the things that we did find out about this is with the party pack, it is not the same throughout the year. It's a year-round party pack, but it is not the same.
Slurms McKinsey would be proud of this year-long party.
We actually discovered that they change out the brews, at least one brew in the pack throughout the year.
Secretly,
So
telling no one.
We apparently bought this pack on the eve of the changeover. So Chris and Brittany got it with a peach lager, and Justin and myself got it with a sweet orange beer. I think
least
it's a
we can
lager there
compare
as well,
notes.
maybe.
Feel like we came at the better end of that deal. Like that's
No, you did. Yeah.
No, yeah, you completely did.
No, granted, we haven't
I
tried
like
it
peach.
yet.
I don't know.
I do like peach. Don't get me wrong, but
See, it's,
in beer, I don't know if it's what I want.
that's not
Yeah.
fair. We could have just given you I really don't like peach. Although there's a raspberry in here too, and I'm not looking forward to that because I don't like that either.
Oh,
So
yeah, we'll get to that one. But yeah, that was one of my earlier craft beers. I like that one.
Oh,
But yeah, so if you can pick up a party pack, Abita is sold in, I think, 45, 46 odd states. There's only a few states that don't have Abita.
Let me guess, Tyler. Yours is one of them.
No,
God,
the
I would
Northeast is pretty much covered.
okay.
There's a few in the West, Northwest, and I think Utah
Okay.
doesn't get it.
Well,
out in the West.
The East.
The West.
The other Portland doesn't get it.
Other Portland.
Other Portland.
That's how we judge the coasts now.
No, I think we were like, is it Tyler Portland or West Coast Portland? That's kind of how we.
Oh, I just got picked up, by the way. Anybody has any suggestions for Portland? I'll be there later this year. I just got a trip planned for that direction in Portland, Oregon.
Oh.
So I just now I was suggested to go there, and I was like, really? For work?
You should find some Abita there in Portland.
Portland, Oregon. Why would I try that?
I don't know. Just because it's probably not there.
Yes, most likely.
What you were just saying, so I thought, never mind.
But yeah, I gotta say this, the Amber Lager, this is delicious.
Really oh yeah. By the way, that reminds me, I need to check into this beer on Untapped, where we do all of our beer related check-ins.
Yeah. I think you do. Everyone should follow us on Untapped. All our names are displayed below us there, or you can go to the show website and we link to all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me find it Untapped on my phone. This is great video.
Yes. Well, in the meantime, so the Abita Party Pack is all the Abita stuff in reality is a celebration of not only New Orleans culture, but particularly around a Mardi Gras theme. So we wanted to look up exactly what that meant for those who aren't 100%. They know of it, but not really what it's about. So this is from the History Channel's website. Mardi Gras is a Christian holiday and popular cultural phenomenon. It dates back thousands of years to pagan spring and fertility rites. It's also known as Carnival and celebrated in many countries around the world, mainly those with large Roman Catholic populations. And it's celebrated on the day before the religious season of Lent. It's celebrated in Brazil, Venice, and New Orleans as basically well-known areas for the biggest celebrations, drawing thousands of people. So, yeah, which is exciting, and it makes the album art, the bottle art, and everything else really cool for.
Oh yeah, the themes they have with everything are fantastic.
Yeah. Like I say, and Mardi Gras is it's Fat Tuesday is what that translates as, because it's the day before, if you're not familiar, Ash Wednesday, where if you're Catholic, you go in, they do the little ash on the forehead, and it starts Lent.
Yeah, so it's the get the sin out.
Well, it's where you give up you give up something for 40 days.
Yeah.
So
indulge on it the day before.
Till Easter, and then in which case you go nuts. Typically, you just say, I'm not eating meat or something like that.
Or you're crazy and you're like, I'm not drinking alcohol.
And for those of us who aren't Catholic but are near the Catholic stuff, it is also as known to us as fish fry season.
Fish fry!
Yeah.
It's also where we get the movie 40 Days and 40 Nights from 2002.
I was gonna say that would have been the that was what's popping in my head. I was like, no, we're not talking about that movie.
Now, Bob, did you get any kind of badge from checking in?
I got lumberjack badge.
Oh.
So we'll keep checking in as we go on.
Well, we'll see about that. Okay. All
Nice.
right.
All right. So we are about 10 minutes in. We're going to have to keep a pretty good pace of 10 minutes per beer on this one. So you all ready to move on to the next?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
next?
I'm pretty ready.
I'm giving up things for the next 40 days. That's my feeling,
I
Tyler.
like that one.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Some
people just
is
go
it
that
time
route,
for some of us to have a better beer than the other, Casey?
Oh, yeah. Hold on.
Oh, wait, that's what we're moving on to?
Shit.
Sad
Yeah, that's
face.
next. Is this?
But it feels like Casey is slowly dying. I don't know what's happened over here.
I just chugged that lager.
Oh.
So
It's not a
I don't
really
know
good
if chugging is the
chuggable.
right idea on that one. It's good, but I don't think it's
Oh God.
necessarily.
all right. So let's
Well, who wants to talk about the brewing company itself? Maybe.
let me pour this. And Bob, you want to talk about
Well,
that?
it's a pretty color.
Let's talk about this beer, and then we'll get into who's
Yeah.
provided. Well, they didn't provide it, but
We wish they would have provided it.
Man, one day.
Start making phone calls.
that's a reaction.
Well,
Sorry.
some of us have the Sweet Orange Lager, which is it's a lager at 4.4% ABV, 15 IBUs. It's a German style lager with the malt is Pilsner and wheat, and it uses traditional German hops.
Whereas those of us who lucked out didn't luck out, I guess, have the
I really
peach
have to
lager.
stop trying to pour beer and not look.
The peach one is 4.5% ABV, 15 IBUs. It's a German style lager with or German lager yeast, sorry, pale malts and German, is that Pearl hops? Perle. Huh?
Perle.
I'm gonna say it's a very aromatic beer. That is a very strong peach aroma. So there's that.
It's a very strong orange aroma off of this too.
Yes.
The peach. I'm not the biggest fan of peach, but I like this.
This orange is like it's not like orange peel. It's like real orange. Like you break into an orange and the zest and everything and the whole orange flavor.
It's like it's kind of like I just ripped apart an orange and it just blew into my.
That's how the peach tastes too.
It's not that artificial, over the top, tart sweetness you get from peach flavored things. This tastes like there's actual, like I just bit into a peach.
Yeah, it's really strange. It's
I
like
only know of peach flavor from cocktails.
I know of it from
it's not that
peach Fago, which if you don't like peach, don't drink it.
Tyler says he really enjoys peach and beer. You would actually love this then. Now, of course, I don't know what the cutoff was for getting this since they got the orange, because I'm assuming ours is the later one.
You can still find 6-packs.
Of the peach?
Probably.
Either way, it's something to look forward to when it does come back around, because they rotate these,
Yeah, it's their yearly distribution for the entire pack, and then for each individual one, it's kind of like a seasonal.
Yeah.
The orange has a little bit longer. I think the orange has a little bit longer time span. I think it goes normally from like December to February or somewhere in there, and then the one right after it has a real long time span. I think it's strawberry.
I imagine strawberries through the summer. That makes sense.
Yeah. And then blueberry toward the end, and then you get peach again back in the fall, winter.
Depending on the style, I can enjoy a little bit of blueberry in some of my beer.
Oh yeah, I still think blueberry is one of the best fruit flavors for beer. This is okay. I thought I would hate this. The smell is really strong. It definitely, but it does taste. It tastes more clean and crisp than like straight up peach, but it doesn't taste artificial in the least. This is really good, considering. There
is something about the orange that's it's mostly just in the aroma. The flavor is great, but the aroma is just a little strong.
It's very orangey. If you were looking for an orange beer, this is.
Yeah.
Is it?
Although not necessarily in color. Like that's a straw color. But
yeah. Is it borderline shandy? Because that's what I would just about say with this.
With a sweet orange.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of that sourness to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, does yours taste artificial at all?
It probably, I'll say it probably is, but they've probably done a really good job at sourcing the flavors.
Yeah, I was gonna say because it doesn't seem. It doesn't like stand out at you. Have like that weird feeling in your mouth when you've got something that's artificial. But
I don't see them being able to get this much orange flavor in by just like soaking it on orange rinds or orange peels or you know.
They just peel a whole orchard of oranges and toss them in there.
Yeah.
This says that it actually uses real peaches in the brewing process. So.
And is the next beer that we get into? So the next beer, as soon as we get through this one, they actually use real fruit in that one as well.
They're in a good, harvesty area. Like, I don't see it being a problem that they're grabbing a bunch of fresh fruit from places.
Well, oranges are added in the brew house to give the beer a sun-kissed. So it says the oranges are added in the brew house. So it sounds like it's real oranges, but at the same time, they could probably bump it up a little bit with some artificial flavoring. But this definitely has like a real orange flavor.
Yeah.
And when we say I'm going to go ahead and cut in with this. All these beers are from the Abita Brewing Company. Figure we'd throw in a little shtick. We haven't done a full episode about them yet.
Yeah.
So we will sometime in the future.
Yet, have we?
But the Abita Brewing
They're on the
Company.
list.
Yeah, it's a big list, growing every day. The company was founded in 1986. I didn't realize they were that old.
30 years?
Yeah, the Abita Brewing Company is nestled in the Piney Woods, 30 miles north of New Orleans. Nolans. In its first year, this is from their website. In their first year, the brewery produced 1,500 barrels of beer. We had no idea what we started. Customers loved our beer. By 1994, we outgrew the original site, now our 100-seat brew pub, and moved up the road to a larger facility to keep up with demand. We brew more than 151,000 barrels of beer.
Holy crap, that's a factor of 10.
Yeah.
Good job.
And 9,100 barrels of root beer in our state-of-the-art brewing facility. Our lagers and ales are brewed in small batches and handcrafted by a team of dedicated workers with only the highest ideals of quality. The pride, along with our brewing process, is what creates our great brews. We are a privately owned and operated by local shareholders, many who have been with us since day one.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big big boost from when they opened. But...
Local shareholders. I'm okay with this. I like this.
Oh, God.
After we got done with last week's episode and the week before,
Right.
Yeah, it's nice to get into something like this instead.
But both the orange and the peach, I was just looking at the descriptions in the doc, they're both more or less the same. They both mention grabbing like real fruit is used in the process of both. So
and they just change up the fruit what they're using year round. Just maybe instead of this, we'll toss in some
whatever's in season,
schnozberries or whatever.
Yeah, I really want to try the strawberry now.
Oh yeah,
with like so much of the fruit that comes through in this.
I don't know if I want a strawberry beer.
You don't want a low carb.
There's that Neapolitan stout that.
You don't want a low carb strawberry beer. It's strawberry. Okay. We call it She-Wolf.
Sorry, I forgot all about that movie until that very second.
Nice. All right.
So where's that put? Okay, 151,000 barrels. What's the limit for still being craft?
Oh well, you're well under that. I think it's like 6 million or something like that.
Yeah, they're way under. Okay.
Craft definition. Let me see what they got it up to.
Basically, what Sam Adams and Yingling pushing out, and that's where.
Yeah, I think it's like 6 million barrels. Yeah. So you're not going to have to worry about them passing that anytime soon.
Yeah.
That's good.
And by the time they get there, they'll have increased the craft definition. So.
Yeah.
There's got to be some kind of head that we're going to hit with the definition of craft.
Well, I mean, you're still looking at craft beer, even with the 6 million barrels of beer or less, it's still only 3% of annual U.S. sales. So
it's really depressing when you start to think about that.
Yeah. The big guys that we talked to, and that, well, here we are again on the same subject, but go back and watch or listen to the 3 hours that we spent on Anheuser-Busch if you want some more big beer hate.
It was a good mixture. It was a good discussion about craft beer and a good mixture of pros and cons about them as a brewery and business. It was a good episode. It just be warned about the length. That's all.
And it's a slam fest. We're like, oh, hopefully this won't turn into a slam fest against AB InBev. No, it did.
Look, it's hard for us to stop that.
It was back and forth.
We did try to justify some of their things, and like when I was listening to like the first half recently, I started thinking like, you know what? It wasn't a bad idea that they had when they came up with Budweiser to make something that everyone could enjoy. Right. But
to be fair, the AB InBev brand that I was drinking was a really good beer. So, yeah.
Speaking of which, coming to this area to celebrate Devil's Backbone, actually now being part of a stable of AB InBev brands, they're having a Devil's Backbone 4-course beer dinner up here that's being hosted and put on by Devil's Backbone. Well, AB InBev is the one putting the money out. But it's to just throwing a big party to celebrate Devil's Backbone coming to Cincinnati.
I want to cook something with this orange beer.
Right? Oh, orange chicken.
Yeah, right?
Or pork chops.
I'm drinking this going like, man, just start like, oh, this could be really good.
Well, go ahead and get it down because the next thing up on the list we need to get to.
Yeah, we got to plow through these.
I will be the leadership here that we need to keep us on track for the hour.
That's good. Also,
6 beers is definitely difficult to get to.
Tyler, thank you. He says he enjoys the long episodes. So
I'm sure you do, because by the end of it, we are usually hammered.
I may have been, since I switched over on that last one.
I mean, you were doing Bloody Marys through.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
I could not stick with the AEV InBev beer.
You didn't even really technically get a beer.
I don't think any of us could. We all switched to something that was...
No, I stayed with the same thing, but
mine was good. It's just that it ran out. That's all.
And then you switched to Dragon's Milk.
No, it was Shokavesa.
Oh, Shokavesa.
I am going to say the good thing about what we've been drinking so far with all these beers, and I really didn't see this coming. All these beers have been under 5% alcohol, so they've been under a Budweiser's alcohol strength.
Oh, the Abita ones?
They've been, the ones that we've been drinking so far. So next up is Purple Haze at 4.2. 4.2, I think, is where Bud Light comes in. So these are all real easy drinking beers if you don't have to chug them.
I have to think that it's meant like that because of like the temperatures there, maybe. Like they want easy porch drinking beers, you know?
Yeah. 72 ounces is what we're getting ready to put in our stomach. So that takes it's better to have a low ABV when you're putting that much alcohol in.
This is true.
That is a nice color.
It makes actually, doing the episode much, physically possible as opposed to.
It makes how terrible my morning's going to be a little less.
So this is one of my early, probably in the first 6 months of me drinking craft beer. This was probably one of my first beers out there, craft beers out there. And Purple Haze, I think I first got it at one of the nicer, higher end bars, and then I also got it at a dive bar. Bob, the dive bar concert venue we went to. What's that called? Cosmic Charlie's.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So I got it at Cosmic Charlie's in Lexington not too long after that. So this is one of those beers that definitely on the front end it tastes like it's completely artificial, but they say that they actually add in some real raspberries, and you may actually get a real raspberry floating around inside the beer. I think that's pretty cool.
There's a lot of particulate floating around in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got like that weird tendril striation going on in there, where it's like weird stuff floating in it, I guess. I don't know.
Heavy body. A light beer flavor, nice, crisp taste, but heavy body. 4.2 ABV, 13 IBUs, brewed with German lager yeast. You're going to be using Pilsner and wheat malts, so you're going to get that cloudiness from the wheat malts. Pilsner malt's going to give it a really nice light flavor. And then when you look at the beer itself, they say it's been brewed with real raspberries added after the filtration.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. That would make sense. That'd probably make them pop out a little bit.
Yeah. You don't want to strip off all that good fresh raspberry flavor.
Right.
Brewed with those Pilsner and wheat malts and a Vanguard hop. I've not
had to play with that one before.
I've not had. I'm looking it up right now. Vanguard hops. I've not used that one.
It protects the hops from other hops.
Okay, I see. So this is another thing that I've seen with the beers coming out of Abita. They are very traditional German style.
Yeah, I've been looking through this because Abita didn't hit my radar until we started doing the show. I think I think I'd heard of Purple Haze, but
right.
Vanguard is another hop that tastes like the traditional German noble hops. It's a Saaz, Hallertau, that type of hop flavor. So that makes sense because every other hop that I've seen here has been those traditional German style hops.
Well, whatever they're doing, it's working.
Yeah, I got to say these are really crisp, clean. They taste fresh fruit. Yeah. That's really what comes across.
And all the stuff we've had so far have been lagers.
Yeah,
and these are all
the peach one.
That German lager style. And then later on, we've got a Helles Doppelbock in there, and
there's two IPAs.
I would go out on a limb and say that the first half of this pack so far that we've drank would be amazing in the summertime on like a hot day at the pool.
Completely.
Or anytime in New Orleans, is what I have to imagine, because
down in Louisiana, New Orleans.
So Tyler said that his girlfriend loves Purple Haze. You know, I've always heard of it, and you see it on shelves everywhere because it's got that awesome art. But this is my first time ever having it, so it's really good though.
Yeah,
I
do not remember it being this refreshing 4 or 5 years ago. 3, 4, 5 years ago. I remember 4 or 5 years ago.
4 or 5 years ago, we were drinking entirely differently though.
True, very true.
This probably did taste heavy compared to a Coors Light.
Coors Light. I think all we drank then were Guinness. Like that was
Natty Light.
It.
It was Guinness and it was like basically just Guinness.
It was just Guinness or it was whiskey. Those were the whiskey drinking days.
I'm happy about.
Sometimes I miss those days. Then sometimes I remember blacking out's not fun.
Yeah. Then you remember just what whiskey does to you.
Seriously.
No, problem is I don't remember.
Touché. No, I thought I was not gonna like this because again, I love a lot of fruits, but for some reason like peach and raspberry and pears are like the only fruits I'm not a fan of, and I thought I was gonna hate this. And it's really good. Like the raspberry is so light. It doesn't taste artificial. The raspberry flavor is there, but not like shandy there, you know? No, it's a really good lager basically. So
if they add a little bit of artificial flavoring to this, natural flavorings. If they just add a little natural flavorings that aren't real fruit to this beer, I'm okay with it. Because it does have that extra fruit pulp in there. It does have a little bit of real fruit. So you get a little bit of that rounded out flavor.
I think they're obviously using actual fruits for a lot of these. It's just that they're going to have to beef it up somehow.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
what they're doing, so that's fine.
Unfortunately, Brittany, you've been prejudging these beers, much like Louisiana does, as they follow Napoleonic law. Where you're guilty until proven innocent.
But the only state out of the 50 that follows that type of law.
Sorry, I knew we were doing like a Louisiana thing, and in my head I'm like, what other random facts do you know about Louisiana other than the War of 1812's Battle of New Orleans?
I'll give you this one. Louisiana, Oklahoma, and Kentucky, the only 3 states that allow optometrists to perform laser surgery procedures.
Really?
Yes.
That's odd.
It seems like it's a much bigger thing. Oh, wait. No, they have someone else that's not an optometrist do it.
Ophthalmologists get to do it in every other state, but Louisiana, Kentucky, and Oklahoma are the 3 states that allow optometrists to do it.
Weird.
I was hearing you say, is that the Commonwealth thing? But no, those
an optometrist and an ophthalmologist.
Oklahoma's not a Commonwealth.
Ophthalmologist goes to med school and then goes to beyond med school. So that's where your surgeons, basically your eye surgeons, come from.
Okay.
Optometrists are your primary care providers, more or less, for the eyes.
I follow.
Terms.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
I'm not picking it up. I'm leaving it there. Street sweepers, you have to get that shit.
All right. So it doesn't feel like 10 minutes has went since that last beer.
Oh, God, it has. I've barely started this beer.
Bottoms up.
Go.
Oh, God, we did it to ourselves.
Oh, God, what have I done?
God, this is not a
Jesus.
Why didn't we do this an in-person episode and have like 3-ounce sample sizes?
Oh, yeah, the little tiny baby snifters.
No.
Why do I always have to work after one of these episodes?
Yeah,
I know. I only have to work till noon tomorrow, so that's the best part about this. Like, I can get drunk, go in hungover, and still get to leave at noon.
Jelly.
Tune in Friday night to see us get absolutely riggedy wrecked.
Yeah, let's bring that up.
I guess we could drop that mid-episode. So Friday at, I think time is still to be determined.
Probably close to 9.
Right around 9.
Like 9:30.
I'll be wrecked by the time we get there.
Yeah, good.
All right.
I have till noon again, meetings till noon, and then done for the rest of the day.
Okay. So, yeah, we'll be doing a St. Patrick's Day special on Friday, St. Patrick's Day. We're going to be drinking a pack of a few different Guinness beers, and me and Justin are just going to go off the chain.
I'm going to participate in the game.
It's what we
time.
do. We're whores for attention, so.
We are. And I am just with I want to be like, oh, we have nothing to do the next day, but no, we have to do the audio show the next day.
Because
Really?
God, we do.
That's the next day? I thought it was Sunday.
We usually do it on Saturday. We could do it on Sunday, but that would interfere with Space Pirates.
No, that said, I looked at my work schedule when we were planning this, and I didn't have St. Patrick's Day off, but I had the following day off, and I had to imagine that my manager, my boss, looked down and just went, "Nope, Justin's not going to be useful.
We know.
Just take him off the schedule. Oh, he works every Saturday. We'll get someone else to do it."
He'll be useless that day.
Even if he's physically here, it's just pointless.
He'll just lose us money.
It does, doesn't it? Same Pat in the chat room.
The beads do certainly speak to the attention whoredom.
Are you ready for the next bear?
All right, what is our next
let's
one?
go.
Oh,
So we're up for an IPA.
Speaking
next.
of whoredom, that's unfortunate. I'm sorry. I crossed the line.
We are on with the Session IPA from Abita. They're
The Big Easy.
Now,
This one they did jump from that German
this is
lager
one of the
style.
few that I've had before because there was a badge a while back.
We got to get them badges.
You don't understand.
We do need them stinking badges.
It's sickness, Casey.
I did get another badge recently during this episode.
Oh, is it time?
Oh,
No. It was.
Oh.
It's not time. I got the. Hold on. Let's see what the last one was. It was a fruit style beer.
Oh, I have not been checking in.
I'll check
I
in at
haven't
the
either.
end.
I'm checking in for a special beer, which I
Right.
thought I was much closer to than I am. But
Right?
don't worry, we'll get there. I got the fruits of your labor badge.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Nice.
you are working hard.
I'm gonna take a water.
Okay.
For my money.
Stick your nose down in this Big Easy, and okay, the first three we've had were lagers, and
Oh,
you shove your
yes.
nose in this one, and that pale ale just.
Can I say what bizarro version of me I've turned into
Right?
over the last year? I'm gonna blame Tyler.
Tyler, I blame Tyler and I blame Jim because
gonna say-
Jim's a massive hophead, and he was just like, "Take my hand. I'm taking you just face first into all the double and imperial IPAs."
Also, I blame St. Pat, who frequently only has IPAs or pale ales for me to drink when I'm at his house. So I've just went, all right, fine. I'm just gonna have to embrace it, and
Good man, St. Pat.
it's been good actually. I've been really enjoying them lately.
Off topic.
We're on a topic.
There was a topic.
Because St. Pat was one of those things that came up. I'm almost finished reading American Gods.
Oh,
you've never read it before?
Never read it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
New
so
show.
good.
New show. Have a book. Come on, Casey. Let's talk.
We've got to do a book show. We've got to do a book
Spoilers, but we'll talk right after.
Tyler, hold on, Casey, real quick. I just need to read the message, the chat thing from Tyler in the appropriate manner. Y'all got any more of them hops?
Any more of them hops? Yeah, that's what it's turned into. That
It's not wrong.
let me just divert this even more. Let's just sink this ship. We're just plowing it. There's some rocks. We're going right into them. Go local. I had to go for another beer release this weekend.
I saw
He
you.
had to go.
Had to
check in
go.
somewhere.
Again, down at Listerman, every month they're doing hip-hop themed hazy IPAs. And this month's, oh my God, there
those
was...
two things go well before this year. You say something like that, and no one would even know what you're talking about. Now,
Yeah.
like, oh yeah.
Oh, right, the hip hop IPAs.
I still feel like you walk into a random group of people, they're not going to know what you're talking about. But
That's like anything we
continue.
ever say, though.
Continue.
Yeah, the first beer, which was also had pineapple infused with it, I can't remember the hops. It was Brewer's Delight, based off
Is it a
Rapper's Delight,
The hippie did a hip.
which they're
hip-hop,
blasting in the
don't stop.
brewery when you go in. And the other one was No Sleep Till Norwood. And both No Sleep Till Norwood has Falconer's Flight, and I think that was the first beer I've ever had with Falconer's Flight, and I loved it. Oh my God.
I like my beer like I like my rap
that
music
is some-
hazy.
Yeah.
That is some flavorful hop in this beer, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
It's
All right,
real big
Casey,
on the
American
nose,
Gods.
and Oh, just right on the tongue. There's a nice citrusy, mellow floating on the tongue. It's not too harsh or bitter at all.
Okay, so Casey, American Gods, where are you at?
I am 3/4 in. Can I say hanging on the tree?
Yes, I know exactly where you're at.
Okay.
Okay. Here's the thing. No, never mind. You may not have realized one of the big twists of the whole book yet.
Yes, I have.
About
Brittany knows nothing about it, so
That's fine.
and I'm gonna make her watch the series.
No, you're not.
I kind of want to watch the series entirely because Ian McShane is on there.
Yeah.
Like
It's
my
Wednesday.
Deadwood love knows no bounds.
So, yes, I have noticed. I have that twist. I saw that twist right before, about halfway through the On the Tree segment.
Yeah, there was a thing in there when it happens, and I stopped, and it's how I can tell a good twist in a book, is because you feel like such an idiot for not catching it sooner.
Yep.
Hmm.
There you go. I just posted in the chat. Justin, will you read that little lyric segment there?
So where did that come from?
Okay. Said Colt 45 and 2 zigzags, baby. That's all we need. We can't go to the park after dark. Drink that wicked weed.
There you go.
Jeez.
So instead of yeah.
All right. No joke on the book thing.
That's what this beer smells like. It's got that real dank hop aroma.
I find more. Well, it's a mix of dank and citrus to me.
Okay, do
I
we
get more
read the description?
I get some
No.
dank flavors. I don't know how much I get it on the aroma.
No, it's a
And
nice
that's
clean
partially
aroma to
because
me.
of how much weed I have to smell on a daily basis at work.
All right.
Well,
One of you two lay the description of this one. We've just been drinking it and not actually.
Oh,
Sorry, Session IPA, 4.5% ABV, 40 IBUs with American Ale yeast, Pale Malts, Cascade, Amarillo, Centennial, and Simcoe. Justin?
the the hop flavors big, but like life. There's a problem there. I'm assuming the hops flavor big but lifelike in New Orleans. We're taking it easy. This session IPA brewed with lemon peels and dry hopped with Cascade, Amarillo, Centennial, and Simcoe for a hoppy aroma of citrus, fruit, and pine.
You pulled that? Did you pull that directly off their website, Brittany?
yes.
They tried to use an apostrophe for the hop flavor is big.
Yeah. Hop
Yeah,
flavor's
that's-
big. Yeah.
So that's correct.
No, I haven't seen anything, Tyler, about beer camp locations for the festivals.
What?
Nope, haven't seen this year's.
I haven't looked.
Man,
Yeah,
We haven't even tried the new beer camp.
where we're on Diamond Club TV, I feel I need to mention I really want to try some beer made from Tall Beer at some point.
Portland.
Tall beer.
He was a guy from NSFW days. He came on. He was a home brewer
Oh.
that made some beer for them.
Oh yeah.
He pops up from time to time. But when I think about that, I was like, I wanted to try some of that
Some other
beer.
places.
Do see Portland, May. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's why he's
he
like
got-
Portland and
Yeah.
some other places. He's like, but fuck those
But,
other guys, Portland.
But the Tall Beer guy got in. I think it was in Sierra Nevada's beer camp. I think he got in.
Oh,
That's awesome.
Tyler,
was
you
back
need to
when-
go to that.
That was back when beer camp was like you actually just went to their facility and brewed beer. It was like for like 8 or 10 people.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
not gonna
something
be
like that.
Chicago.
It was
Raleigh, North Carolina might be pretty close.
Raleigh.
Texas is a good. Austin, Texas is a good 12 hours, I think, something like that.
Man, I wish I could go to Texas sometime. One
Yeah.
year, need to go down to South by So Wasted.
Yeah, we were watching the live feeds they did for Night Attack. That was so great how they were doing it, just like random mobile.
I took a nap that day and woke up after the stream.
Oh,
It was
I
over.
caught some of it. It's pretty. I saw a lot of the Possum Posse's set. That was pretty great. They had the world's largest pop gun. Pretty amazing.
I guess.
I feel like we'd be a good fit for an event called South by So Wasted.
Yeah. So this is Big Easy. I like it. I'd had it before. I liked it then. It's still. I feel it's probably one of the. It was one of the first
Abita ones, yeah.
Abita beers I'd had, and one of the first like straight up IPAs. I mean, it's a session, but it's still real nice. It'll introduce you to a lot of these hops.
Yeah. It's really good. It is not a fast drinking style beer. So like I know we need to move on, but Jesus, I have so much more to go.
Yeah. I mean, it's a
I
session.
have a small dump bucket beside of me.
Yeah,
me too. I've been having to stop.
But these are
because
our alcohol content isn't. I mean, the ABV is not through the roof on these. It's not some of the others.
I'm not nearly as drunk as I was after that first 6-pack episode we did.
Don't speak too quickly because I'm getting ready to pop the top off of our next one.
Oh God, bottoms up.
God.
Oh geez.
Cheers, guys.
We're already over. Well, we started later, unfortunately.
Yeah, we started 15 minutes late, so I've made an
allowance
for that.
But yeah, no.
I like that every time we record, there has to be somebody that's the adult in the room.
We talked about how we were really happy with that low ABV, and then we come around the corner here with this next one, the Andy Gator, which is 8% ABV, a Helles Doppelbock, a double bock.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
For seasonal. This is for the season.
Wait, isn't there another IPA?
No, we're getting to Andy Gator first.
Oh, okay.
Andy Gator first, yep. I went by IBU range for the most part because I figured the next one would kill us.
That's fair.
So yeah, it was kind of a toss up between these next two, whether to go with ABV or IBU.
Tyler, stop trying to encourage my alcoholism.
You may be doing it for me. I don't know.
Chug.
This is not a chuggable beer.
Chug. Come on.
If that last one wasn't, this definitely. Well, I haven't smelled this one, but Doppelbocks are normally not a beer that I'm a big fan of. They're too cloying for me normally. They just kind of stick around and aren't easy drinking. So I can't normally drink a 12-ouncer of a Doppelbock. I can do 8 ounces real easy. I can do 2 8-ounces, but I can't do a 12-ounce for some reason. I don't know. But this one is the Helles Doppelbock, 8% ABV, 25 IBU, German lager yeast, Pilsner malt, German Perle hops. They say here.
Yeah.
A creature of the swamp is a unique high gravity brew. Their writing is horrible.
Like I feel like no one proofread them.
Not at all. They have some like 15-year-old writing this stuff. Somebody's son or daughter. It's a unique high-gravity brew made with Pilsner malt, German lager yeast, and German Perle hops. Unlike other high-gravity brews, Andy Gator is fermented to a dry finish. Okay, I like where it's starting here. And a slightly sweet flavor with a subtle fruit aroma. Reaching an alcohol strength of 8% ABV. It's a Helles Doppelbock.
Can we stop for a second and appreciate how clear looking beer that is?
Well, we wouldn't normally have that except for the past 4 beers have all been cloudy.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying
the last 3. Yeah.
Just like, bam. Yes.
Head retention on this one is not very long, but it does stick around with a pretty a nice lacy, kind of just a nice, I don't know, not really foamy, but just a lace over the top of the beer.
It really, if you rock it in the glass, it hangs on there real nice.
I'm not loving the aroma.
That was one another.
Doppelbocks are abrasive on aroma.
There's just nothing really there to me. I don't know if it's just because I'm drunk or what.
You guys don't get anything?
No, he's not. Oh. I'm getting some.
Oh, get it in your mouth though. Oh.
No.
Maybe that's the Cincinnati in me. That's just like, a Bach. Oh yeah, we've had to miss Bachfest this year, and I'm really sad.
I'm of two minds.
Let's hear 'em.
On the first hand, going down like that initial hit of the flavor is actually pretty nice. It's kind of smooth and easy to get down. Then right when it hits the rest of your tongue, it's just there. It's like it's bitterer, I guess, than I think it should be. I don't know.
There's a sweet and smoky flavor to
I get a real sweet, smoky, like a smoked caramel is really what I get.
So that might be what I'm thinking of, because it starts sweeter and then it ends like extra something else.
There's like this kind of char smoke bite.
Phenols. This beer has phenols out the wazoo.
Wake up, Bob.
Is this what phenols are?
This is what phenols are.
Okay. My God, we've had a breakthrough.
Which one is Band-Aids?
So just think of it like this: there are buckets with different flavors. This has characteristics of phenol flavors. So this is like a clove cinnamon, smoky phenol flavor.
I'm definitely getting cinnamon.
Yeah.
So there's
there's
multiple phenol
too.
There's multiple phenol flavors. Sometimes it's cloves. Sometimes it's Band-Aids.
Yes.
Right. And then the esters are going to be something like flowery, like the floral and really light.
Who was it that said I had to learn this stuff now? Craft Beer Joe, was it?
Oh.
Yeah, it was Joe. It was like, no, I think you're running out of excuses.
Look, it's a neurological condition. I'm not going to remember this entire episode now.
I will say this. So if you go to haveadrinkshow.com/great-resources, or just go to haveadrinkshow.com and then click on Great Resources up top. If you scroll down, it was there just a few minutes ago. We'll put it up. Okay.
We just revamped the website. We may have
I didn't take anything off, though.
Okay. I thought I saw it. I may not have. Do you remember putting up a wheel of beer flavors?
No.
Okay, we'll put that up there.
Me that.
I may be thinking about the chart to AB MBEB. We'll
Yeah.
put it up there if that's okay with you, Brittany.
Yeah.
I love that chart.
We'll do a beer flavor wheel.
Okay.
And I'll try to find the best one that I can find out there. If you look at the beer flavor wheel, what you're going to see is that on that, you're going to have a lot of different areas. You're going to have areas that are for, let me find a good one here. View image, zoom in on that. So you're going to have some flavors that are esters, which come in with bubblegum, banana, pear, strawberry, almond, rose, clove is in there? I didn't think, well, clove may have some history flavors. And then this isn't one that works well. I'm sorry. So esters and phenols should be split. This one doesn't split off into phenols.
Oh,
Okay, question, guys. Anyone else having trouble finding the Big Easy IPA in Untapped?
No.
I
just
checked
typed in
into
Big
it
Easy.
before.
I've checked in before,
Yeah,
but
it's not showing up for me is why I was asking.
That's odd. Let me try.
Try putting Abita in first. I've had this problem recently. Oh.
I've been quiet for a minute because I've been trying to find it.
I gotta jump off real quick. Like over here.
You need to pee in a bucket or something?
No. We're using his monitor for the chat room.
Chat went away.
He's got his old school raid bucket for when we had to down a boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, raid bucket days. Miss those.
We're not even there anymore. But no, well, for future reference, though, to everybody, you can check out our great resources page on our website, and we will be adding the phenols and esters wheel or chart, whichever it is, and just stay tuned on there for a lot of other great resources. We've got some good videos on there. We've got a link to the Modern Rogues mixology playlist on YouTube.
Oh, it's amazing.
A couple of good Amazon books worth getting, like the one on yeast, and then the tasting beer book,
which the revised edition, second edition, comes out next month.
Yeah, very soon.
Ooh.
Yeah,
so I'll go ahead and commit. We haven't been giving out anything so far for the questions, but I'll buy a revised edition of that book, and we'll give one out for
Nerdtacular.
I'll pay shipping and everything. For Nerdtacular, we'll do that there.
Yeah, we're gonna do.
I'll buy two then.
Several books Nerdtacular. Gonna be blowing out all kinds of stickers and prize packs, books.
And then whenever we get to some show down in the near future, we'll do an on-air through video, and so thank you all for that listen via video all the time. But also we'll do and announce it on the audio show that anybody's listening in video and in chat who answers a question immediately, not just a Twitter question, but answers a question immediately, we'll do something so that we can give a free gift out there.
Oh yeah, we just gave out our first 2 prize packs ever for the comments on
iTunes.
iTunes, and Tyler in chat was one of our winners. He got his pack and he tweeted out everything that he got in there. Hope you liked
Wasn't
it.
the other one Del Noche?
Yep.
Yes, it was Del Noche. He got the other one. He's been at South by, so it's probably.
I don't think he's gotten it.
I don't think he's
yet.
gotten home yet, so it's going to be waiting for him in the mail.
Yeah.
By the way, Brittany, I need a musical cue because I forgot to check in to a couple beers.
Someone just topped out on a certain badge.
coming in with the Purple Haze. Bringing me into Land of the Free, level 50.
Woo! Woo-hoo-hoo! So you now have the high score like I do.
He has maxed out Land of the Free on Untapped.
In fairness, it's primarily, I only maxed it out just now because I keep forgetting to check in.
Nice.
Welcome.
From here on out, it's just alcoholism. Enjoy.
Pretty much.
Tyler, what took so long?
I forget to check in almost every time.
Yeah.
I only
definitely
remember
a
when I'm
problem.
near other people.
You have to be obsessive.
That's
Pretty
definitely a big problem.
I don't think we didn't max it out until we were out in Denver, I don't think.
I like to think about it like this. If you look at my check-ins, imagine there's like 10 other beers for every one check-in.
Probably.
Yeah, okay, we all do Untapped differently. That's Jim. He's just like, no, he checks into a beer the first time he has it, and he never checks into it again.
Right, because some people don't care about the badges. They want to track what they're drinking to make sure they remember it and what they thought about it. So, which we talked about, I think, on the last video episode or the one before that? I don't remember.
Yeah, and I did actually find a cocktail check-in app. I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. We'll see what that's like.
I want a straight whiskey check-in app is what I want.
I feel like that should be on the same thing. It should be spirits and cocktails.
I want to check into my Eagle Rare.
I'm not trying to rush us through a
Eagle Rare.
Doppelbock.
That's what I was having that episode. I couldn't remember what whiskey I was having.
Good.
It's fine. Not important.
Casey's like, I don't want to rush you through this
beer.
Doppelbock, but you need to down that. And it's a little hard to get down.
It is.
I'm not going to let you finish, but
It's really good though. So final impressions. I think this is pretty good.
It's good. So far this pack, if you can find the party pack, get it.
Ugh. That's
I
so
think it's the
alcoholic.
alcohol content that is helping it taste better.
When you're gulping it
so
down,
alcoholic.
you taste that alcohol.
Okay. And we come up for our last beer. Although Abita suggests various different temperatures to serve their beer, let's see if I can find that chart again. Even though they suggest different temperatures, we can look at them and say mine are all going to be about ice cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to. But
Yeah, mine are in a
sometimes we do
cooler,
episodes like
so.
this.
Well, I've got everything on ice, and so
I don't have that option.
The amber was suggested at 40 degrees. The purple haze at 38, a little bit colder. This wrought iron IPA is suggested at 44 degrees, and it's probably the coldest out of all of them.
That does not look like an IPA either. It looks very
Yeah, it does.
amber to me.
I see what Brittany's talking about. It does.
It's not pale, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not pale at all, but I get it.
Like not a traditional pale ale should be. So let me go ahead and read this next segment. The wrought iron IPA is an IPA, of course. Comes in at 6.9% ABV with 80 IBUs. I cannot wait. We need to sit down and figure out a way to do it, but we need to sit down and find a way to have a tasting of various IBU levels or the same IBU level that are different hop intensities.
I'd like to try to
that
do
would
one
be nice.
sometime that is ascending IBUs. That is, you start with one that's really low, and then by the
10
end
to
you're
100,
like, yeah.
or 10 to 100 plus in the unsessionables case.
No, we don't do the unsessionable
No.
This one,
ever again.
Okay, no. Okay,
This
the
one
unsessionable is
embodies-
100 IBUs, but compared to the Tropic Flare that we had from Braxton, which is also 100 IBUs, and completely different.
Have they had that yet?
I've got the two downstairs right now.
I say Casey
actually.
has
I've got
both.
the
You've got it.
unsessionable.
Yeah, they're both 100 IBUs, and the only thing that's different are the hops. And I love Tropic Flare. I can't stand unsessionable.
Yeah.
So even though it's not like a percentage scale, they basically say IBUs top out at 100, that you can't taste anything above 100 IBUs. I'm not,
Someone
Maybe
tell that to
that's the case.
Dogfish.
but there is so much more research that needs to be done on the fact of IBUs and perceived bitterness are not the same thing.
Right.
Yeah. Someone tell it to Dogfish with the.
Oh, Lord.
Oh Lord!
What was it, like 1,600 IBUs or something? It was like
If
fucking
If you
added
nuts.
pass the
up,
point,
probably.
your tongue can actually tell a difference.
which technically unsessionable. You shouldn't be able to tell the difference between unsessionable and Tropic Thunder, but we see that may be a different thing.
Yeah, it's the Tropic Flare.
Oh.
Tropic Thunder is that really bad 90s movie.
No, that was the 2000s, and it was amazing.
What?
It saved Tom Cruise's career.
It gave a different version of Tom Cruise acting, and
they were like, no, he's funny crazy, not just crazy.
Right.
And then everyone went, oh no, yeah, he would put on the fat suit and he acted hairy and like a bad executive. No, he's funny.
That's the thing. Like Tom Cruise needs to do more character acting and less like leading man roles.
Yeah.
Right.
Tom Cruise is Tom
Cruise crazy.
We just missed the Joko Cruise BT dubs.
I saw that it ended and I was like, oh yeah.
As if we were going to go.
I can never afford a cruise.
People hanging out with Patrick Rothfuss out on this cruise, on the Joko cruise. And I'm just like, oh, come on.
Okay, no. Side tangent again. Based on the book thing earlier. Seriously, though, when the final book in the King Killer Chronicles comes out, we need to do an episode seriously just on that.
Book club.
Not even kidding. Like, after we all read it, we're done. Like, we need to do an episode.
No, we've already been planning, like, book club stuff because
we could drink and do it.
We've got Jim Cook's last book, and we're like, oh, yeah, we need to all go through it and then do an episode about it, and then none of us read it yet.
For a minute there, I thought you guys were talking about Jim Butcher, and I was like,
oh, no.
Everybody else is in with the Dresden Files? That's not over yet. Oh.
Look forward to that. Yeah.
It won't be that long.
No, it will.
He's not George R.R. Martin.
I mean,
he's close to
George
it.
R. R. Martin still hasn't given me the other book yet.
Martin did how many books in the time it took Rothfuss to crank out 2?
Yeah.
Like Martin's got a better release record.
We've at least gotten like middle of the road books because we got the Ari book.
Yeah.
Oh God, yes, Tyler.
Oh yes. If the audiobooks are amazing.
Tyler, seriously, get through the audiobooks.
Yeah, they are.
I don't actually read books. I listen to audiobooks, so
it's easier usually.
Yeah, you want to hog up those hours at work? That'll do it.
For that long upcoming Prohibition episode, I just ordered books so I can highlight and make a show doc for it.
See, he'll be set.
Because I listened to the main book I'm using via audiobook. So I need to be able to pull out stats.
Nice.
So it'll
be the most like doing a paper I've done in a long time. I'm actually kind of excited about it.
Okay, I'm going to have to do the Expanse novel stuff, Tyler. I just pulled it up so I can.
Chris,
I've got one more Audible credit, and I'm going to use it on those.
I was like, Chris, how boring am I? Where I'm like, man, I can't wait to get back to writing history papers.
I mean, that's not boring. I'm getting ready to start working on. We're going to do a cross episode. I got to talk with him this weekend in the beer line over at Listerman. With Gnarly Gnome over at Cincy Brewcast. We're going to do a cross podcast with him on Cincinnati brewing history.
Oh, sweet.
Good episode.
Yeah, so he's down with that because we tried to think of something because he's like, oh no, we need to do another podcast together that works for both of our podcasts. So, and that was what we came up with because ours is all educational and his is sampling beers. So we'll drink Cincinnati-only beers while we talk about Cincinnati brewing history. So we're going to have to start doing some heavy research for that. I'll try and get that kicked off soon.
Yeah, let me know when I need to start. I'll do some work.
I will go to Cincinnati and drink beer for that.
Actually, I just meant I will start reading book after book. But
Either
whatever.
Way,
Let me go ahead and put this out there real quick because we are heading up on our hour here, and we'll have some after show, of course. But let me put out the Wrought Iron IPA embodies the resilient from their website embodies the resilient, indestructible nature of New Orleans. What? I mean,
they survived a hurricane.
You went through one hurricane where like the whole city was under 8 feet of water.
Levees broke, Casey.
Okay, what happened? Let's forget about the Katrina
American
thing.
Pie. You know how the levees were dry? They weren't.
They were not.
They weren't. The levee was not dry. Oh God.
Oh, I want to go to New Orleans. We need to make we need to go as a show. If I can get a work trip to New Orleans, and I get the
Like it's
hotel.
contingent on Casey gets a work trip, so the rest of us have to.
No, a joke
No,
so
it's free
tasteless,
at that
ritual
point.
misery comes into the chat and immediately leaves because of that joke.
I'm a bad person.
So if we can get a work trip, like we all drive down to New Orleans together. There's a hotel, whatever. We'll have a hotel down there for free. No worries there. I can do it on like a Thursday or a Friday, so that when we hold the weekend of time down there, and we can head down and enjoy New Orleans. I think we should do it.
I only want to go to New Orleans.
I need time off later on this year, probably.
Yeah, I don't. We still are trying to do the baby thing, so I don't know what's going to look like. But
and whenever we do that, we're going to have another podcast that's going to be have a baby
or have a pregnancy. We haven't decided.
Anyways,
no, the only reason I want to go to New Orleans, honestly, is for the jazz festival.
Let me know when it is, and we'll figure something out.
Yeah,
it's fine, Brittany. When I finally kill myself, I'll be buried down in New Orleans. They're gonna have the jazz walk off. You'll feel just the same.
Are we going to dump you in?
Come to Portland, Maine. New Orleans, sorry, not New Orleans, but Louisiana is one of my 3 main recruiting areas. So that would be, like I said, Oklahoma, Kentucky, and Louisiana. Those are the 3 big areas.
Huh.
So,
but they're sending you to Oregon.
What?
Oregon? They're sending you to Oregon?
There's a conference.
Oh, all right. I was wondering how that was working. Yeah. I was like, how is Pikeville thinking they're bringing people from Oregon?
It's a minorities for the most part, it's minorities in optometry conference out there. Okay. So, yeah, it's cool. It's nice. I love it.
I mean, you get to go to Portland. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. So the Indian Pale Ale, known as Wrought Iron IPA, is forged with intensity of Apollo, Equinox, and Mosaic hops. Really? Brewed with pale ale malt for a golden color, as bright as an iron from a fiery forge. This is where your 12-year-old really got involved.
The previous one was a 12-year-old. This is a 15-year-old.
He's gotten a little more mature
because he thinks, oh, Apollo. That means the sun god. And then was like, well, kind of. There's a lot of, you know what? No. And then he goes the fiery forge. And you're like, no, that's Hephaestus. God, I'm going to hit you.
Anyone just popping in, Casey is not a fan of the writing on Abita's website of their descriptions for these beers. They are not.
Sorry, I won't say it's poor writing. I will.
I've seen worse.
Yeah, we've definitely come across a lot worse.
Anyway. Where are we at?
No, I haven't seen worse. This is pretty bad.
I don't think it's that bad. I do hate that it mentions food because I'm like, that sounds really good.
Oh, that sounds great.
Because it pairs
since
well
you mentioned
with.
I will go on. Pairs well with grilled meats, steaks, chops. Grilled sausages are great too. Spicy mustard on the side. Pairs well with the spice, and meat.
Spice must flow.
And seafood in jambalaya. A mild goat cheese, and is an excellent choice with wrought iron IPA. I'm not going to finish this. I'm going to wait, and I've got 2 steaks sous videing downstairs, and so I'm going to wait and have that.
We had
finish the beer. Okay.
Yeah.
We had one of these earlier in the week, and I'm not going to steal Brittany's thunder because there were flavor notes and things she was pointing out.
Yeah. What do you guys think? First impressions
of this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
Yeah, like
but
what
is the taste you're getting?
Actually, kind of mild. Like it's not a whole lot of much going on the aroma wise, but
what's the taste though? First,
a lot of piney resinous hops.
Yeah,
not so much on the dank side that I got earlier, so it doesn't freshen up. Even on my heavy IPAs, I like them to have a little nice citrusy character because it freshens and lightens them up. This one's just too heavy for me.
Is this Campbell's chicken soup, Brittany?
No, I got soap from it.
And I completely get it.
Yeah, I get that, yeah.
I don't get it as much right now because we've been drinking other things, I think.
I can get where you're getting the idea of soap from, though. It's got that...
I think it's the pine and the resin. Like, it's real cloying on the palate, and it's just like I took a big swig of Dove soap.
If I was going to ever try to, cloying is not a word that entered my vocabulary until I think the Oktoberfest episode. this is cloying.
Yeah.
This is like sticking to every part of my mouth. Like, no, we're gonna hang out here for a while. Please don't.
I'm really glad Casey ordered the beers the way he has.
Yeah.
Because if this had been in the middle or something, it may have destroyed every beer that came out.
I wouldn't be able to taste even that sweet orange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say this is probably okay. So I guess final impressions of the pack. I would say the pack itself is still worth buying.
Oh, it's a buy. If you
generally the pack is like really good.
But the wrought iron is probably my least favorite.
Oh, okay, I gotta say,
you don't like
wrought iron. If you're buying this pack and you've got a few people, pawn that off on someone you don't like. The rest of this pack is amazing. Abita.
Man, that explains why I have so much wrought iron in my fridge.
So it's
everybody wants to give it to you.
We kept all the extra. We shafted ourselves.
I tried this last week and I was like, oh, soap.
No, this whole pack, I see why they change only one beer out per season and then leave the rest, because these beers are phenomenal.
That orange.
Well, and the other beers are you can get the other beers anytime you want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're all pretty much their more normal lineup. And the one beer that they do change out is their seasonal.
Yeah. How many of these packs do I need to buy so I can cook with that orange?
Right? I wonder if do they sell that on its own?
Yeah,
they sell it in 6
sweet
packs.
Orange.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they probably do sell it on its own.
Sweet Orange comes in 6 packs and a quarter keg drafts and a half keg draft.
Can we say that
I think if I was going to cook with something, it would be like, I feel like that would be a really cool thing to cook with sometime.
Oh yeah. Abita's website is amazing. I will say their descriptions are really, really bad.
Their descriptions are subpar.
But the information they give and how they present it on their website is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
We need to do like a cooking with beer episode.
Oh yeah, I think that's on the list, isn't it?
Yeah, cooking with beer and Iron Bartender, which we've been discussing recently.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's our next couple are like pack episodes, right?
All yes.
Right. Yeah, we're packing it for a while right now. So
okay, I really want to do an Iron Bartender episode soon because like, I feel like that would be like a nice breakup from all these packs we've been doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, after we get through the next few packs, we'll be sick of IPAs, so we'll just do some liquor.
Yeah.
We'll just get riggedy wrecked.
Heads up, Brittany, in case you want some of that great orange. I think it's the orange. Yep. Ooh, I see what happened. You all have which one? The peach?
Peach.
Peach is the next one. So Justin and I have it looks like the old one, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Looks like Whole Foods Market up by the REI has the orange right now.
Okay.
Oh.
If you want to go buy a 6-pack of that.
I was thinking we were later.
As well as Fresh Market and Rimke. Really? Rimke Market up there.
Okay, our drink buy dates. That's weird because our drink buy was up before yours.
Right, and I don't know what the deal is there.
Because that's what I looked at when I purchased these, because the label's the exact same on their Harvest ones. The fruity, like the orange or the peach ones. The label's the same. They just changed the fruit that's on it.
Yeah.
If everything looks the way it looks on that website, then that's the case. Yeah.
Okay.
Sweet orange. No, that can't make sense. I don't know. Maybe peach lager's the one that goes till February, and then sweet orange goes from then on.
It's probably in the transition.
No. Peach is in September, October, November.
Oh, okay.
And then December, January, February is orange. March, April, May, June, July is the strawberry. Yep. And then blueberry is probably from June to September, somewhere in there.
It has me tempted to get a strawberry 6-pack when that comes out in the summer, because I bet that would be like, just based on what you guys said about the orange and then what we got with the peach.
Yeah,
that makes me excited to try the strawberry, and that's going to be great for summer. But yeah, I think the overall
strawberry
consensus...
just does not feel like a flavor I want in my beer.
This raw down IPA is not Abita. Like, this is not something that they.
This doesn't taste anything like these other ones.
Yeah, this one is a stone beer. Like, that's what it tastes like, is stone.
And that may have affected how I was thinking about this beer, because like it doesn't feel like something that comes from them, but it's also like that whole pack is just German style this with a little twist.
You know, whenever you're
aside
a
from the
beer
Big
company,
Easy, yeah.
you've got to try to make a beer for everybody. Unfortunately, now.
Right.
Screw those guys.
Yeah, just let it go. Do what you're good at, and doing those light, easy drinkings. Amber, Purple Haze, that was good stuff.
Do you guys
the Big Easy IPA?
Do you guys have a favorite?
Purple Haze was really good. I liked the orange and the amber. Those were like my top 3.
I want the orange.
But
Peach and Purple Haze are my 2 favorites out of this pack.
Hot
the Big
name.
Easy, I would say the Big Easy is good, but it's been a bit, so maybe I'm getting it backwards. But
I think the Big Easy is like I honestly, and I know it's not directly comparable, but if I were to pick an IPA that I would just have because I could have it, the Big Easy is up there with like the Founders All Day IPA.
Yeah,
and that I could just drink it and be fine.
Yeah, that sounds about right because they're both fairly sessionable. They're fairly like, oh, you can just have this whenever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could roll a couple of those up with my clothes in a backpack and go hiking and be fine with them.
Speaking of
rolling clothes, are we're going back to flights?
Speaking of backpacking, you do not have to wait or take your beer and put it in something else. Abita actually does do canned beers. So you can get a few of their beers in a can, and that way you can take them backpacking if you would like.
Nice.
I haven't seen any cans from them.
I'll keep that in mind for our backpacking venture this coming spring.
Yep. Abita strawberry is canned.
We need a have a camp.
Well, me and Casey are taking for a through hike sometime this spring or summer on the Shell to Each race.
I may try to get geared. Maybe I need to get geared up. Maybe I could come along. Never mind. I don't want to invite myself.
No, you can come if you want.
Yeah.
I think we're keeping our ambitions low. I think we're looking at like 25 miles in a weekend.
Low? What?
That sounds doable.
That's ambitious. I'm having a hard time walking the 2 blocks to campus right now.
That's over like 3 days. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe. We'll see how my feet feel. Because I remember the time that we hiked that, I don't know, 8 or 10 miles and then came back the next day and I could barely make it to the car.
Yeah.
Was that the one I almost went on, but like couldn't?
Yes.
Probably.
No, Osborne Loop was 5 miles.
No, the worst part about that one was the down on the rocks.
Yeah,
Tyler, you're a beast. You walk 10 miles every day.
I wish I walked 10 miles
so
every
you don't
day.
you don't do the car on the way. You do the actually walking the trail or walking the go.
Yeah.
Ugh.
All right.
One of the beers that I do really want to try from Abita, and we didn't talk about it today, but the Louisiana Spiced. It's like the Old Bay spice.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
I do want to try that one. It's got the cayenne, celery, paprika, lemon peel, and bay leaves.
I was about to grab some of the Mardi Gras Bach that they have to do for a pre or post show, but I was like, no, I don't feel like getting that wrecked.
Yeah, but
let's get into the post show by closing out the main show here.
Yes.
Oh, speaking of which, yes, let's go ahead and before we move into that real quick, I think we had just a couple of new beers. It's just a quick passing mention on some of these new beers. The brewery has a new one coming up. I'm just going to throw this out there real quick. Their new Share This OC. It's an orange and chocolate stout, imperial stout. So that is going to be really good. That's coming out soon. And I may have lost the next one. Crap.
I will go ahead and say, since one of those breweries that distributes nationally is coming up, their barrel aged series is coming up on the Tequiliana barrel aged sour ale in tequila barrels. Don't know how that will work out, but it could be good.
Yeah, I support the rum thing, surprisingly, but like the tequila thing, I just don't know.
Yeah, I'm skittish about tequila.
Stone's bringing back the Mocha IPA.
That's what I was going to say. The Stone Mocha IPA is fantastic.
So
I'm very excited it's coming back, and they aren't letting that one just like waste away as a one-off.
Yeah, if you can get Stone, freaking get this if you haven't had it yet.
If you like that chocolate side, then the brewery is doing Chocolate Rain.
Oh, yeah.
Chocolate Rain.
Chocolate Rain.
Some stay dry while others feel the pain.
Yes.
All right. So let's
turn up my bass.
Just turn up all the bass volume. It's still not enough.
One more thing. I did see this in August. Dogfish Head Oak
Worldwide Stout.
with vanilla. This year's gonna be with vanilla added.
And since we are talking about Abita today, the last one, key limes and sea salt to Gosa.
Yes, the Gosa.
That could be really good.
That's gonna be fantastic.
I would probably be all over this. 4% ABV.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be good.
Pack of that and share it.
I already love lime, and then you talk about key lime? No. This is a thing that's happening.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's just solidify this beer and then make pie.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Let's make. Oh, I will make since if anybody wants to jump on it, but I will make a key lime Gosa pie.
I'm there.
Okay.
We're going home now.
Some
salt out of it.
A key lime Gosa. I was like, oh.
Okay.
Tyler, you're gonna have to let us know how that beer is with the he got a tequila barrel aged beer. Definitely let us know how that goes because I'm hesitant, but it's just because based on the comedian we saw, which is totally factual, of like there's two people, the tequila people who can drink tequila and people who can never hear that word again, and I'm one of the ones who cannot hear that word anymore.
Yeah.
So.
All right, let's go ahead and start closing this baby out. We'll move into some post show.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
So I guess I'm purple, aren't I?
Yep.
Don't call attention to the show, Doc.
So you can subscribe and get some great resources at haveadrinkshow.com. Like we talked about earlier, we'll be posting up that tasting wheel. Follow us at Have a Drink Show on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Please rate the show on iTunes and help spread the word. Help me, please. All right, let's look at.
We use the same name on all of them because we're smart.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's look at question from last week. So, low calorie or light beer was introduced to consumers in what year? And that year was 1967. Coors, I think it's Coors. Is it Coors that likes to claim that they're maybe Miller. They created the light
Miller,
beer.
I think, claims that they made the first light beer.
Yeah.
But that's not the case. It was actually created by Rheingold Brewery. I think Miller then came along later and purchased Rheingold Brewery.
Sure.
So just because you buy them out doesn't mean you can claim that you made it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well,
I'll let you all get down through there, and I'll pick out a question for next week.
Okay. Well, don't forget, you can tell us your favorite drink, ask a question, or just leave some general feedback. Just use the email address feedback@haveadrinkshow.com. And you can also use the feedback page on the website. We're always happy to see some of that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and all joking and fun aside, guys, remind everyone to drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. Don't do any. If you're drinking, stay home or stay where you're going to drink.
Don't listen to this podcast and drive.
No, don't do that either, Tyler.
Did we already do the question on which country has the highest consumption of beer per capita?
No. I don't think so.
No, we have not.
No.
We did the
Which
Clydesdales.
country has the most tuberculosis?
And
so that's the question of the week. Okay. Which country has the highest consumption of beer per capita?
Awesome. Okay.
Do we have as per what what year, or is that current?
Current as of now. Yep.
Okay.
So I will whatever this card says, I won't go by that. I'll go by whatever the most recent statistics are.
Okay.
Deja booty.
All right. Hashtag. What's a good hashtag for that? Hashtag beer does a body good.
I like that.
Hashtag underwear drunk.
No, wasn't that last time?
No, we just said what it was last time. All right.
Right.
Either way,
right.
tweet at the show
I got nothing.
for the answer.
It was either of those.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Cool. All right. So, check us out in another couple of weeks for the next video. Or no, sorry. That's a lie right now. Check us out on the 17th on St. Patrick's Day when we were doing a live video stream. So check us out then for the next video episode. And then that same weekend into the next week, you'll see the next audio episode.
Which is going to be on gin. We're going back to liquor.
Yes.
Thank goodness.
Oh, God, no.
Indeed. All
Always
right.
fun episodes.
All right. Once again, I'm Brittany Lee Walker.
I'm Justin Frazier.
And I'm Christopher Walker.
And I'm Casey Price. See you next time.
All right. Bye, guys. See you in the post show.
Good night.
Join us for Have a Bathroom Break.
Okay, Casey.
Yo.
Do you know if they're like? Are you noticing like that the music sounds a little faster or slower? Like the timing is a little weird.
Right? It starts off like, and then it goes like slow down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Like for the beginning, I'm like, man, this is a lot faster than I remember.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking at the start, and like I was like, I'm not gonna draw attention to it till like we're done. But
I mean, the song, I love it, but like if you speed it up at like, I don't know, 1.5 times tempo, man, that's a good beat to dance to.
Right?